هذه النقطة الزرقاء الصغيرة الرائعة التي نسميها منزلنا، مليئة بعجائب تخطف الأنفاس. إنها سيمفونية من الأنظمة البيئية ومأوى لجميع المخلوقات الكبيرة والصغيرة. ومع ذلك خلف هذه الواجهة المثالية نجد واقعاً مختلفاً تماماً.
Climate change is real. It's there. We can't get away from it.
We will not appreciate the value of our water resources until the last drop of water is consumed.
في عالم يواجه تحديات بيئية غير مسبوقة، يظهر نوع جديد من الرواد، وهم شعاع من الأمل الضروري. تعرفوا على رواد البيئة الذين يقومون بتحويل الصناعات وابتكار الحلول وقيادة الجهود نحو مستقبل خال من الانبعاثات.
I am originally an aeronautical engineer. I did my PhD in the US in aeronautics. I worked as a researcher in NASA. Then I realized we spent so much energy and time to save energy, to save fuel consumption. Then after a little bit of research, you can find that the world resources of fuel are limited. Eventually, they're going to be exhausted. What took millions of years to take the CO2 from the atmosphere and embed it in the plants and make the petrol out of it, we are getting it out within 1 century. And we are really harming the environment. But we do have sustainable resources that are sustainable, continuous, non-harmful. It's within the nature itself. Living in the Middle East area, I found we have abundance of sun. And then I realized, okay, the solution is in technology. We have the resources, we have the abundance of sun, we have the abundance of wind. And then I started working with whatever the technologies that are available. And I built these technologies by my own hand. It took me 20 years doing these things. I came up with a solution that many people consider it as the 5th generation of the solar concentrator. It's a solution that's unique, easy to deal with, patented in all over the world, 200 countries worldwide. We have a pilot already here in the UAE, and we are trying to now make it global and scale up.
شركة وهج سولر ملتزمة بتوفير حل لتوليد الطاقة الشمسية بتكلفة منخفضة كبديل لمصادر تقليدية مثل الورود الأحفوري، وهي إحدى الشعلات الباعثة على الأمل. من استغلال الطاقة الشمسية إلى التطوير في مجال الزراعة والأعمال الزراعية، قد قدم هذان الرواد حلولاً مبتكرة لتعزيز استدامة الزراعة.
We have a lot of people in the world and a growing population. And I'll say I'm personally becoming increasingly affected the more time I spend tackling challenges around food security, water conservation, economic diversification and development for developing countries. And the size of these challenges is growing with time.
شركة بيور هارفست هي شركة رائدة في مجال الزراعة التي تعتمد على التكنولوجيا وتحويل طريقة الزراعة لمواجهة التحديات العاجلة كالأمان الغذائي والحفاظ على المياه.
In places like the Middle East, which have difficult climates, we have to import all of our fresh produce. So we wanted to create a technology that made possible local production of food at a very high quality, safe and sustainably grown that would allow us to democratize access to fresh produce. So that's really the problem that inspired us to build this company and to make possible farming anywhere. It's asset-intensive agriculture technology, first of its kind in a region that it's a truly novel concept. But really what keeps me going is the look on people's face when they try the product. It is exceptional produce. And the look on my daughter's face when she tries it. We make some of the best tasting tomatoes, strawberries, leafy greens that really I've tried anywhere in the world, and I think our customers agree. So that inspiration, that moment is what makes it really worthwhile. It makes me believe we have built something really special that we now can bring to other parts of the world.
The agricultural supply chain is responsible for roughly 1/4 of all greenhouse gas emissions and accounts for almost 30% of global GDP. And I was immediately drawn to the agri-tech sector because of the massive potential for environmental and economic impact.
شركة ألاسكا لايف هي شركة رائدة في مجال الزراعة البيئية الخاضعة للرقابة، وهي في مهمة لجعل الوصول إلى الطعام الطازج والمغذي متاحاً للجميع.
Over the past 10 years, Alaska has been generously supported by a global network of tech communities, strategic partners, and impact investors. And this enabled our team to develop the most efficient vertical farm. But the most amazing part is seeing our customers in the Middle East growing the best quality fresh produce in the middle of the desert using our technology.
بينما تعمل ألاسكا لايف وبيور هارفست على معالجة الأمن الغذائي، يقوم مؤسسو تيراكس باستثمار النفايات البلاستيكية من خلال نظامهم الرائد الحاصل على براءة اختراع، والذي يوفر منتجات مستدامة للبناء والفعاليات وصناعة الخدمات اللوجستية.
We are avid campers, outdoor people. We like to go out into the desert or beaches or camp in the region. And of course, over the years, we've seen that plastic pollution or waste pollution is a big problem in our environment, not just in the seas, but also on the beaches, but also on land. So we thought with our camping and our outdoor environment, thought there must be something we can do about it. So we put our thinking caps on, went looking for technologies, and then we realized there is a technology out there which can convert and transform 100% waste into products of value. That's how Terex came to be. We then started making a flooring tile, a track-ride tile for the events industry made from recycled plastic, made locally. That kicked off quite well. We were quite successful. We supplied Expo 2020, for example, during this construction phase.
I think what we do is we're trying to solve a problem, and as long as that problem is there, then it needs solving, and that does keep us going in a sense. That our industry, particularly like waste management and that sort of thing, is quite an old-fashioned industry. There are attempts to bring in all kinds of tech like AI to recognize types of waste, but in reality, in a household, let's say you produce a lot of waste, and that's quite a manual thing to then deal with that waste in the end.
في عالم إدارة النفايات، شركة إيكولو غيرت الطريقة التي نقوم بها بتصريف المياه من خلال أنظمتهم المستدامة للصرف الصحي، مما يجعل إدارة النفايات فعالة من الناحية التكليفية ومن ناحية تأثيرها على البيئة.
We are flushing fresh, clean water. And that water has already been treated, so a lot of energy has been consumed. That is carbon emission. Then you flush it. It goes into the system, into the STPs or septic tank, whatever. The STP itself, sewage treatment plant, is the place where it consumes most energy, and the end product is not even good enough to use for irrigation or whatever. It's dumped in the water resources. And 80% of the world diseases are waterborne.
مياه الصرف الصحي هي مزيج من المياه الرمادية التي تتكون من مياه الصرف الصحي المنزلي الناتجة عن الاستحمام والغسالات والتي يمكن إعادة تدويرها، الموقع للري، والمياه السوداء الناتجة عن مراحيض وغسالات الصحون التي تحتوي على تركيزات عالية من البكتيريا تجعلها من الصعب إعادة تدويرها دون الأساليب البيولوجية والكيميائية المناسبة.
Why do we flush in the first place? And this is a very good question. It's because you just need to move the waste from A to B, sideways. That's all. With our system, we created a way to move the waste by gravity pull. Ecoloo is a biological waste treatment system. It's eco-friendly, odor-free, energy-free, no digging, no piping, maintenance-free, chemical-free, but most importantly, no flushing. And the end product is a liquid organic fertilizer rich with nutrients, perfect for organic farming.
الاستدامة ليست مجرد كلمة دارجة، ومستقبل خال من الانبعاثات ليس هدفاً بعيد المدى، بل هما ضرورة فورية لبقاء الكوكب ولبقائنا.
The wheel is turning. The public awareness is there. There is now so many green initiatives in the world and globally. Governments are realizing that these conferences are there. So the positive thing that things are happening. We need them to happen in a much more faster and a much more stronger, but at least they are happening.
There are solutions out there. There are also no solutions to some aspects as yet. So innovation is key. We really need to put our thinking caps on and think about how we as an individual or as we as a company can change something positively.
هذا هو المكان الذي تضيء فيه روح الابتكار الإنسانية التي لا تقهر، وسعي دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة لتحقيق ما هو استثنائي والذي يبدو مستحيلاً، وتضيء الطريق لذلك. لذا نحن نحلم بمستقبل خال من الانبعاثات. كيف يمكننا الوصول إليه؟ من خلال البحث بلا كلل عن الحلول، مثل ما يستمر هؤلاء المبدعون في فعلها. ابتكار تلو الآخر.